Star, the official newspaper of the Borough of Belmar and the Asbury Park Press, and notice of this meeting was posted on the bulletin board of the municipal building. Take roll call. Council President Maria Rondinero. Here. Councilman Levis. Here. Councilman McKinney. Here. Councilman Donovan. Here. And Mayor Rebecca Fusco is absent.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. Would you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And if we can have a moment of silence for our troops, their families, and our first responders. Thank you. Before we get into workshop discussion, I'd like to extend our Mayor and Council's gratitude to our emergency responders, our OEM, our DPW, police, fire, EMS, for their preparations, communications, and handling of this week's nor'easter. And I'd love to offer them a round of applause. In discussion with our business administrator, Kevin Kane, today, I was informed that the police were working directly with DOT with road closures. Brian Poppert and Rob DeMartin were fast in informing the public about the closure on 35 by 16th and 71. And Billy Musto and the DPW crew were making sure that the lake levels were lowered and even manually opened and closed the outfall pipe valve out of an abundance of caution at the Lake Como Lake. And Kevin and Billy, I was hoping that you could give us an update on the Lake Como outfall pipe.
Yeah, there's an issue, the Lake Como pipe that runs out to the ocean. There's an issue with the check valve. One of the flaps is broken. It's happened a few other times because of the amount of pressure and the size of it. So it's not a piece that you can buy off the shelf, so it has to be manufactured. We found out over the weekend. It's finished being manufactured. The contractor is just waiting on a ship date. But in talking to Billy over the weekend and part of the storm prep, Billy instructed his guys to actually manually open and close the valve door. And you know more about it than I did, but I'll let you take over.
So in anticipation for the storm and the tidal surge, I had our water department come in around the clock on every tide cycle. So as the tide was coming in, they closed the gate valve manually. When the tide started going out, they reopened it again to allow the water to drain the lake. So that prevented ocean water from coming in and allowed the rainwater to drain once the tide changed and water started leaving.
Yeah, and as soon as the Billy's going to reach back out to the con, as soon as the part is received, they're going to fix the valve again. But it's happened a few times. I mean, they're going to fix it for future, but they were ready, did it manually. So thank you, Bill.
Thank you for doing that extra work. Do we have an idea of how long it takes to get it fixed once it's in, since this is the third time that it's happened with the valve?
Well, the install only takes usually less than a day. It's just getting the part here. It's a large pipe, and like Mr. Kane said, that it's not a part ready to go. It has to be manufactured, so we're just waiting on that.
Great, thank you. And Captain Campbell or Billy, if anyone has any update on, is there anything from the storm that still needs to be either cleaned up or resolved?
Yeah, if you haven't gone down to Ocean Avenue, there's quite a bit of sand on the boardwalk and on Ocean Avenue itself. Our sweeper happened to be broke down, so we got it up and going today. So we will be sweeping Ocean Avenue tomorrow, as well as shoveling the sand off the boardwalk. Great.
We don't have any ordinances on the agenda today, but we have a good amount of resolutions. Many of them officially accepting grant funding that will enhance the borough or requesting extension time to make use of grant opportunities that are already received. After bids went out, the borough will be continuing to utilize DeLisa Waste Services for the next 3 years, so we'll be voting on that today as well, for approximately the same cost as this year. After receiving several proposals, the borough is authorizing a contract with Rehabco for administrative agent services for the borough's affordable housing plan. And this cost will be covered by the Belmar Affordable Housing Trust Fund and not from our general fund. Does anyone on the dais here have any questions about the resolutions? Anyone have anything additional for workshop? Wonderful. April, have we received any petitions?
I have not.
I'll move on to the approval of minutes.
Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of the September 23rd meeting?
Motion.
Second. Councilman Donovan?
Yes.
Councilman McKinney?
Yes.
Councilman Rondinero?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes.
Okay, our first resolution is a resolution permitting the council to adjourn into executive session. I'm going to read the resolution. Whereas it has been determined by the Borough Council that it is necessary to discuss the following specific matter at its regular meeting in the absence of the public, pending litigation and contract negotiations and confidentiality with the governing body. Whereas the Open Public Meetings Act permits the Borough Council to exclude the public from that portion of a public meeting during which such matters are discussed. Now therefore be it resolved that the Borough Council shall recess into a private executive session from which the public shall be excluded, that the scope of the aforesaid executive session shall be limited to the matters as stated, that those matters discussed in executive session shall remain confidential until such time as the need for confidentiality no longer exists as determined by the borough attorney, and that minutes of the closed session shall be taken and kept free from public review until such time that the need for confidentiality no longer exists, and that the regular meeting of the Borough Council shall resume after the executive session, at which time the Borough Council may take action in reference to the topics discussed. Do we have a motion to offer this resolution?
I'll make the motion.
Councilman Donovan?
Yes.
Councilman McKinney?
Yes.
Councilman Rondinero?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes.
We're going to recess into an executive session, and then we'll come back out to finish the meeting.
Thank you, everyone. We've all been on the other side where we've had to wait for a long executive session. I'm so sorry. We understand that was tiresome. But I did hear our attorney told us that there is a group that would like to just make a public statement, and I'm asking if that's okay with council, if we just allow them to make a quick statement outside of public session.
Hello there. Thank you for letting me do this.
Your name and address.
Thank you. Martha Maselko, 102 North Boulevard, Belmar, New Jersey. Okay. We just want to thank Billy Musto for giving us the update about the outflow pipe in Lake Como. Because we all came here because we were very concerned. We knew it wasn't working right, and we weren't getting information about how it would work. So I really appreciate your giving us that information, and we ask that we continue to be updated about when it will be installed. It's very important to us because it, as you know, Superstorm Sandy really affected all of our homes. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Musto.
I will definitely thank you.
It's not just me, it's my whole department.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Martha, and for those who came with concern for the outfall pipe. We appreciate it.
Hey, before you leave, what I was going to say during my reports of council is that we're starting a new environmental commission email listserv. It started as an impetus for getting information out about Silver Lake, but if you email me tomorrow, cdonovan@belmar.com, I can put you on that, and you were asking about updates about that valve. I can make sure we get that to you. That could be part of the environmental commission's.
I came to the last one to thank, really say that my name's Richard Seidel, 1210 Surf Avenue, but I would just like to extend my greatest appreciation to the lifeguards this year, who were absolutely wonderful. They showed so much restraint and patience under difficult circumstances, so I would just like to thank them. They're not here actually, and I just wish there was something you could possibly do with the monies that you generate from the beach revenues to maybe reward them a little extra so we keep some of these great lifeguards.
Mr. Seidel. All right, sorry for the closed session. The reason why we did need to go into closed session is we are adding another resolution to our agenda, which is a contract for a new LSRP for 1200 Main. That project, we have found that there was deficiencies in the initial investigation regarding the contamination and in filing with the DEP, and the boundaries of contamination were not established the way that they need to be. So we're continuing to further investigate. Did I get that pretty much okay?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. In April, what is that resolution that we are specifically voting on today?
So if I can have a motion to add a resolution to the agenda, it would be a resolution appointing a professional service contract for environmental services.
Make the motion.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so then it would be resolution 2025-192. It is a resolution appointing the firm of Prestige Environmental as an LSRP.
Make the motion, or I'll
For the 1200 Main Street project. So I have a motion to adopt that resolution.
motion.
And a second.
Second.
Councilwoman Donovan?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kinney?
Yes.
Councilman Rondinero?
Yes.
And Councilman Levis?
Yes.
Okay, are we at reports of council? Reports of council? Councilwoman Donovan.
Thank you, Council President. The Environmental Commission, along with Patchwork for Wildlife, held a sustainable landscaping workshop on October 4th. That tours the town to find and recognizing outstanding sustainable yards. And we wanted to thank everyone who participated in that workshop. We also continue to develop the community energy plan, and we are meeting with borough department heads as well as businesses to gain input. And I was asked to give a special thank you to Jenna Von Nest, who works here in the borough. We also wanted to extend a thank you to DPW. Billy Musto, it must be your appreciation night tonight. You've been incredibly responsive, and we really appreciate it. The Fall Fest, come out for the Fall Fest on October 25th. This will feature a car show along with other vendors, so please come and enjoy it. That will be between 8th and 10th. And that is it for us. Thank you.
So much, Councilwoman Kinney.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to say thank you to Claire and Sharon for organizing and letting us know about the Run for the Fallen. It's always such a good event. That was on the 28th, September 28th. We were all in attendance. It's just such a nice run every year, so we appreciate you cluing us in on that every year. The Shade Tree Commission will be planting brand new eastern redbud trees, not bug, bud trees, on the east side between 10th and 12th Avenue, like across the street from the school. So that's going to help beautify our main street. That's going to happen this fall. St. Rose High School is hosting a public school shadow day on November 6th. If you're interested in having your family learn more about going to St. Rose High School, you can certainly see what a day in the life of that is by following a student around. You can register at srhsnj.com/public school shadow day. And Belmar Elementary School, their Belmar Elementary Education Association is sponsoring a team for Mary's Place by the Sea Walkathon in Ocean Grove this Friday. It's for breast cancer awareness. The school has been raising money with bake sales and pink out dances. Love it. and they raised about $9,000 last year, and they're hoping to match or do better this year. And I just want to thank everybody who came out to my skate park for our skate park fundraiser this year. I do take this very personal. To support the skate park, building our new skate park in Dempsey Park, we named it Shred Fest 25. And we had, I think, at least over 150 people come, make donations. There was a gift auction with amazing prizes. Everybody was happy with the prizes. Some of our bigger donors were Robin's Nest, the Darden Fund, Dolce Vita, Jacks by the Tracks, and Depot Construction, so thank you to them. I also want to thank the bands that played. They donated their time and their energy and put on a great show for us. And it all just raises awareness for our skate park and donations and money, and we're getting there. To be continued, we're getting there. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Councilman Levis.
Thank you, Council President. Jody, that was a great event, and the music was spectacular, so you can tell Vicki you did a good job. The Friendly Sons of Shillelagh hosted the Pat McGovern 5K 2 weeks ago. They raised some money. I think they donated some to the skate park as well from that. And then in other news, just rec basketball signups are going on now. Belmar rec soccer is just ending, so I want to thank Barry and all our coaches who volunteered to help out. That was a fun program this year. That's all I have.
Thank you so much. The mayor and the mayor of Avon, Ed Bonanno, and Monmouth County Commissioner Tom Arnone all came to the small business workshop that was about getting grants from the New Jersey Economic Development Authority to see what could help some of our businesses, especially ones that are impacted by this bridge closure. So it was a wonderful program. I've asked Jenna Van Nest if we can put some of those resources that were given at that meeting on our website so that those who weren't in attendance can also access it. I know a few businesses have already reached out to me, weren't able to be there, and wanted to know what is available to them. So we'll make sure that's on our website, and we'll post it to Facebook as well to let you know that it's there and where to find it. We received an email from Kathy Guzman of the New Jersey Economic Development, and I'd like to read it. It said, hello, Mayor Buckafosco and Team Belmar. The Small Business Grant Resource Workshop on 10/7 was a huge success based on the turnout. There were 30 businesses and the overwhelming positive feedback from the attendees. We are so grateful for your partnership and hospitality. Your team went above and beyond to make this event a success. Jenna's hard work and dedication is unmatched. She introduced us to almost every business in Belmar over the past few months and did a fabulous job getting the word out about the programs. The Taylor Pavilion was the perfect setting and the view made it extra special. Barry eagerly set up for the event and Jenna made sure everything ran perfectly. We look forward to continuing to work together to support the small businesses in your community. So that was a nice email to receive, and we can also support our small businesses by please shopping local, especially during these times where we're thinking the holidays. Think small, think local here in Belmar. And then on my side here, we have 4 veteran banners that are going to be added for Veterans Day for our Hometown Heroes program. And if you haven't seen on, I think it's from 10th Avenue to 7th Avenue on Main Street, the Belmar Historic Society have these beautiful banners of old-fashioned Main Street Belmar. So those will stay up as well with the veteran banners through November. But they're beautiful. I mean, there's very cool pictures of Friedman's Bakery right in front of Beach House Brewery, and it just brings the history of Main Street home. So thank you to the Belmar Historic Society. And then for the library, we have Diwali. So please, that is Thursday, 6 p.m. If you haven't already registered, it's at the Taylor Pavilion. You can register online. If registering online is a challenge, you can call the library and they'll register you. And that is all I have. Thank you.
Next we have public session. If anyone would like to comment or ask a question about a resolution on the agenda, please step forward and state your name and address.
Eugene Creamer, 4th Avenue. I have a question actually about the bill paid list. By the way, I checked the borough website at 5 o'clock before I came over here, and none of the resolutions were available online. In any case, the only resolution I was able to look up was the payment of bills list. Could you please take a look at page 10? And that's payment to Kevin Kennedy. He's the Zoning Board of Adjustment attorney. You'll see an entry there, payment, and it says for Belmar in litigation. It doesn't indicate whether whether the borough is paying for this or whether there's been an escrow account. Usually, if the zoning board attorney has to work on something, he charges the escrow account that the applicant files. I couldn't find that, but in any case, Belmar Inn, as you know, that was approved a couple of years ago, and apparently this is still going on. In fact, at the last public hearing here, there was somebody that made a comment that that the zoning board is still involved in litigation with this matter. Now, there's 24, if my memory serves me correctly, there's 24 deluxe condominiums that the developer had gotten approval for. And I guess my question is that developer going to have to comply with our recent 20% set aside for affordable housing?
I don't think that's on, thank you, Mr. Creamer. I don't think that specific is on the resolution. I'd have to get an answer for you if you want to talk during public session about that. Again, I can get that answer for you. As far as Mr. Kennedy, do we have an answer for the litigation costs?
Right. The escrow serves to pay the attorneys and the engineers for work in reference to the actual application before the board. After that, when it goes into litigation on appeal, the parties pay their own legal expenses. So legal fees for the appeal, to defend the appeal, would be the responsibility of the borough and not the applicant. So that's the way it works out.
Thank you, Mr. Creamer. You certainly can bring that back up in public session if you want the other part of the answer.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I guess my question would be, do we want the zoning board attorneys to uphold the decision that the zoning board had made? In as much as now we have this affordable housing obligation that we have to deal with.
So I can just answer this quickly so we don't have to do it again. So the developer is entitled to the laws as they existed at the time of their approval. So it relates back. It's not the time of decision of the appeal, but the laws that were in effect at the time. Actually, when they filed the application, it's the time of application rule, and those are the rules and the laws that will govern.
So then the answer is no, that they do not have to have the 20% set aside. They're not subject to it.
Right.
That's what I thought too.
However, is the borough a litigant in this? In other words, like I said again, I guess I would rather see, and I think probably all of us would like to see, that developer add to the number of affordable housing that the town now is obligated in.
So the borough was not a litigant. The planning board or the zoning board, I assume, was engaged, but that's not the borough. And as I said, nobody can force the developer to do anything other than what he was approved for. So that it's not something that we could achieve.
There's no way to intervene in this matter. In other words, with this whole affordable housing obligation that we have here, first the borough announced that it had an obligation. Then we had interveners come in, developers.
Right,
Right?
We don't have any right to intervene to change a decision made by the zoning board of adjustment.
Okay, I'm very sorry to hear that, but if that's...
I wish I could tell you different law, but that's what it is.
Okay.
Thank you for the comment, Mr. Kramer.
However, excuse me, if the borough is not involved in this, then I guess the zoning board attorney is defending the decision of the zoning board
Yes.
adjustment.
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct.
And that apparently appears to be still ongoing, right?
I'm not certain of the status. I think it has concluded, but
Actually, I thought it
Gun
was,
to my head,
I
I
know
wouldn't
there was
answer.
some initial appeals, and there was an announcement that the developer had prevailed.
right.
But now here we are, a couple of years later, and Mr. Kennedy is still apparently defending the zoning board's decision. I guess we can hope that if the litigant, whoever that is, that's appealing the zoning board approval prevails, then the town would have an opportunity to, in other words, if the original approval date was...
I understand where you're going, and you may have a point on that if that occurs, but if that occurs, then we'll look at it.
As far as we all know, that's been closed out. That case is closed.
Yeah, I just don't know for sure what the status is. That's what I think as well.
And these are probably just the final bills from Kevin regarding, I haven't seen the bill. You'd have to take a look at it to see when it's from and what it's for. But, yeah, that's my understanding as well. So-
There was a second appeal to the Supreme Court, and the person who filed the appeal decided to withdraw, and so now it's done. They can't appeal anymore.
And that was fairly recently, right?
Right, yeah, within the last few months, so
Okay,
it should be wrapping up.
Those might be final bills from
Yeah.
them, possibly.
sure.
Thank you for that information. We'll move along so we can get through to the resolutions. Mr. Creamer, we appreciate you for sure. Thank you. If you do want to ask more or comment more, you can during public session.
No, I got my answer. It's just that
Great.
it was a very interesting project. I was just curious as to and wondered, quite truthfully, why Mr. Kennedy was still billing the job.
Understandably. Does anyone else have any comments on any of our resolutions?
Can I have a motion to close the public session?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I have a motion to approve the resolutions as listed on the consent agenda?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Councilwoman Donovan?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kinney?
Yes.
Councilwoman Romero?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes.
Okay, there are no ordinances on the agenda, so now we're at the regular public session. Please remember to state your name and address before you speak.
And we're going to ask that you keep your comments to under 5 minutes to allow for anyone who wants to speak to have the time.
Coordinator, 18B. I'm sorry that Mayor Fusco's not here, but Maria, I thought that you would break Mark's record and just have the meeting for 5 minutes.
I'm so sorry.
It's good to see you sitting up there.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Mr. Creamer.
Excuse me, is this public
Yep.
comment?
You're in public session now, yes.
Okay. Thank you. Eugene Creamer, 4th Avenue. With the bridge closure, I guess we're all concerned about the traffic flow here in town. This might be a very good time to convert D Street to a one-way. Actually, not that long ago, it was determined that the borough's streets, which are 60 feet right of way, cannot support parking and two-way traffic at the same time. And all the streets were changed. A Street is one way, B Street one way, C Street one way, E Street one way. The only reason that D Street was kept a two-way street was because the Belmar First Aid Squad driveway emptied onto D Street, and they wanted to be able to go either north or south, so that was made a two-way street. However, that doesn't change really much anything anymore. Number one, the Belmar First Aid Squad is no longer there. The other thing is there are advantages that were found with having the streets, which are only 60 feet right away, as compared to the avenues, which are 80 feet right away. There are advantages to making them one way. I guess what my recommendation would be to change D Street to a one-way street. You actually pick up more parking spaces, street parking spaces. Plus, you don't force DeLissa when they go around with their truck to knock down any of our tree canopy. That's just my comment.
Thank you so much for your comment and recommendation. We'll definitely discuss it. Anyone else?
Can I have a motion to close the public session and adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.